fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Denver Broncos. And we are underway here in Las Vegas. Raymond Calais now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Tyron Johnson, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
And that should serve as a big warning to this defense. They know now that they have to stick close to these receivers because they have the ability to break games wide open after the catch. And that one wound up in the end zone.
Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. A nice start to the drive, picking up 12 yards there and a very quick first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. And Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
First down, Broncos.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At their 48-yard.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 9-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, Locke's going to throw. And he will have the 1st down here as he's up to the 15. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
This is Mostert. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
Returning it, here's Hamler. 56 yards the punt that time, 12 on the return.
And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Oh, it's complete. A diving grab there by Brown. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to look deep for more. They've got his man complete. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Well, we saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
That is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham, you have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the gun, a run with Mostert. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Terrell Lewis able to record his 5th sack of the season. Las Vegas sending out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Hamler now on the return. And that one a 55-yard punt, 13 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the deep.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
That was a nice catch, and not by the guy you thought it was going to be. How about the defender turning into an offensive player as soon as the ball hits his hands, and off he goes, off to the races, and into the end zone.
Extra point by McCann, up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
It'll be a gain of 6, and it's a second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They'll drop the throw. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
McCann for the extra point.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something.
Heads up.
To make...
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
To me, there's nothing like watching rookie effort in the NFL. So excited to be there. They're going to give you the max on each and every play, aren't they?
Well, he proved himself on that catch, that's for sure.
I think he may have proved himself to the point where he's going to get a second here.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. 2nd and 9 now. Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
The scoreboard tells the story for him, a little bit bleak. And while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close. But the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 35-yard line. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. And the Raiders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
Nope.
He's got a man, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Marquise Goodwin, 83 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, here's Swift. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at about the 31. Well, he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
McCann for the point after.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Well, we'll see if they can do it here. Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return.
And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway.
And the half will begin with a touchback.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. and now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. He'll drop to throw. He's going to look deep for more. And my goodness, another interception. Dante Jackson picks it.
And the Raiders are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
At the 4-yard line.
Second down, here's Mostert again.
And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line.
44 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Locke going to try and throw on third down. Here's a diving catch right side. How about 25 yards on third down? They'll take it.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3-and-out. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Locke. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Las Vegas, first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Here's Locke. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 10 more there and another first down.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Locke now on first down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
These two teams matching up for the second time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Marquise Goodwin, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Raiders are pouring it on.
McCann now for the extra point.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And now here's another interception. Picked off at about the 31. They brought the house that time on a young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
At the 29-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They fake the handoff, now Locke. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Locke off of play action. Flushed out right. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to punt it away, and it's not just a turnover at the spot.
McCann's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand.
So tack on 3 more, though it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, They made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way
and the defense loses him. It's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 67 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
One quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now Locke going to run a little touch pass here to his wideout. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Locke going to throw. That's caught, and again it's Goodwin. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Here's Mostert. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
On play action, Locke. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Adam Thielen. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was...
And my goodness, another interception. Dante Jackson picks it, and the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 6-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground with Mostert.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Locke going to keep this.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
They'll try it now with Mostert.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Raheem Mostert.
His 19th touchdown now on the season.
And the Raiders extend this 4th quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11. Extra point by McCann, up and good, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Here's a handoff to Swift.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
He'll air this out deep for Harmon.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Thomas has got it, complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they got the big lead here in the fourth. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. But just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Flush to his right. He's got it to Collins, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Las Vegas, first down. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's first and 10.
They'll actually throw it with Locke. Eluding the pressure right. Now a diving catch made just beyond the line of scrimmage. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
And I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ballgame.
Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that will extend this big lead.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
KJ Hamler returning it. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Levante David in on the tackle.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Las Vegas,